Hi, Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is the month ahead spread for August. So let's see what we get for the month ahead. The usual spread that we do, and I'll draw the cards out, and then we'll see what we get and how we can link them together and what sort of picture we get from the spread. So the first card that we want is what energy, what thing we leave behind. What we leave behind, that's the first card. Okay, let's pick that. Straighten these up later. The second card is what we take forward, what we take forward. The third card is for what the external focus, the outward focus. And now the inner focus, internal focus. And finally, the general energy of the month. Okay, let's straighten these up. We'll turn them over and we'll find out what we've got. Okay, so for what we leave behind, we have the Five of Cups. Interesting, I can see how that works in. What we take forward is the Knight of Cups. Interesting. First two is cups. The external focus, the Six of Wands. Okay, this is very interesting. And the inner focus, the Sun. And then the general energy is the Queen of Swords. Right, that's a very interesting spread. So first of all, what we leave behind the Five of Cups is to leave behind the past, leave behind, last month we had the Death card as the general sort of energy of the month, which was about shedding things and making room for the new, the transitional change kind of thing. And this sort of ties in with that because, let's not focus on what we've lost or what's gone or what's the past. Let's turn and look at what we have now and work with that, those connections, those relationships, those things that are in our lives now and what we're connecting with now. Never mind, what's gone is gone. Let's embrace what is. So that's almost going into the next card, in the sense of the Knight of Wands is actively seeking some new connections, spiritual connections, emotional connections. Trying to get some inspiration. Look at he's got the book. He's took his armor, some of his armor off here, look. And he's gazing into his cup. He's reflecting, he's dreaming. Sometimes, we've got to be careful of fantasizing too much. But I think we've got to dream a little. We've got to imagine things, imagine what we could be doing. And be inspired, read something, be inspired, get the information we need. to help us on our quest for these connections. We have the Six of Wands. The external focus being successful, succeeding in our actions, achievement, making some achievements. And I've just noticed here, there's some symmetry in this. I'll go back to that. I've just noticed something. The inner focus is the sun, so having that positivity within us, that sense of a desiring to shine, to reveal more and express more of ourselves. So it's gaining in the confidence to do that. That's the inner focus. And then the general energy, the Queen of Swords, is developing our ideas and our plans, nurturing the ideas and learning how to communicate them perhaps effectively. And what I noticed is we have a woman at either end in a different sort of scene. But these three cards have horses represented. There's a horse here in the Knight of Cups. There's a horse here in the Six of Wands. And there's two horses here in the Sun card. So, whatever horses represent to you, maybe we need to look into the symbolism of the horse, spiritually meaning, what it can symbolize. I think it does. I know one of the connections is that it's a freer spirit. It likes to run and to be free and to be expressive, rearing up here. I know it stood there, but he's getting ready to go. He's got one leg raised here, same. So there's like a readiness. There's a sense of strength, there's an energy of speed and free flowing, perhaps being liberated. I'm going to have to look into, and I think we should all look into the symbolism of the horse and how that might be relevant to us in the month, and it may be in a different way for each of us. But it's interesting that on these cards in particular, there's a horse, two horses here, and there's a horse there and a horse there, and it's surrounded by this female energy on either end. I know there are some decks that have a male figure in the Five of Cups. But you know what I'm saying? In these images that have come out in this spread, that's what we have. And here she's welcoming it's almost, because I almost, before I saw the swords, it was almost like the Nine of Pentacles where she's got the bird. But this is like a bird that's flown in, and it's like a message. Receiving communications and messages and important information and using it to develop our plans. Oh, yes, that's what I believe. Getting a clarity of focus and ideas. So that's the general energy. Getting more free, getting a better focus, better sense of perspective. Turning away from perceived failures and disappointments of the past, and moving forward with a quest for better things and expressing ourselves and achieving and being more positive. I think that's what this spread is saying to us about this month. So we'll have to see how the month turns out. We'll have to see how the daily draws go and how this spread relates to the daily draws or not. And we'll do that at the end of the month as usual. I've already done it for last month, for July's. And this is the month ahead spread for August. So that's my immediate reaction to the spread. We'll review it again at the end of the month and we'll see how things go. But I think that those cards tie together very, very well. Okay, thanks for listening. I don't know what you get from this spread, from these cards, whatever, how it relates to your situation, but I can see how it relates to mine. As I say, we'll see what we get by the end of the month, and we'll look back. But until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.